it's Hannah and welcome back to another episode of the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope you're all well. This episode of the Corner of Craft podcast is sponsored by Skillshare, but I'll chat about them in a little bit. Oh, a cat has come up to join me. That's very nice. Yes, as I've already said, my name is Hannah. I am the owner of the Corner of Craft. It's a small online-based business in which I sell yarn that I've dyed and stitch markers that I've made. And yeah, it's 8 years old now. It's in its 9th year, which is quite impressive, and it's changed and progressed through the years, but you know, still me, same name, all of that fun stuff. Different surname for me anyway. I've got married since then. But if you'd like to follow me on social media, please feel free. Links can all be found in the description box below, along with any other information that I think you might need, like the podcast notes for more thorough information about any of the things that I have been chatting about. Podcast notes, they're all in there. Today, on the day of recording this, is the bub's birthday, which is very cute. They're 1 year old. I mean, we don't know when their birthday is. We adopted them when they were 4 months old, and they were found abandoned in a cardboard box. So we have no idea how old they are, but we worked out that their birthday was in March. So yeah, we're going with March the 1st for ease of remembering. Today I am dressed like your friendly primary school teacher who's obsessed with the weather. I've got a fun cloud jumper on that I feel like I need to zhush. And it's because I'm sat down, I'm slouching. Sat on the floor, sat cross-legged, slouching. But I have sunshine earrings on to pair with it, and my hair is just having a party. So pop the kettle on, get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or whatever your beverage of choice is, and yeah, let's take a minute to chat about Skillshare, shall we? A huge thank you to Skillshare for once again sponsoring this podcast. It truly means so much to me that you want to sponsor me again, and thank you to all of you who have taken advantage of the promo. So for those of you who don't know, Skillshare is an online-based learning community for those of us who are creative and curious. There are thousands of classes available in a wide variety of topics. Like there are so many knitting classes, but there are also other crafts like bead weaving, jewelry making, and also things to help you boost your small business or lifestyle things. There's a whole conglomeration of different things, and I very much like that. If you want to try something completely new or improve on the skills that you already have, you can filter the classes by difficulty. So you're not relearning the things you already know, and you can learn things that are completely new. And like I said, there are a ton of knitting classes. So if you want to try something like brioche or sock knitting, then there are loads of classes. Some of them walk you through the step-by-step process. Some of you just give you an overview of the stitch to help you out. And it's great. Because Skillshare is built with learning in mind, there's no ads that interrupt your learning experience. So you can just watch the course right through from beginning to end and not be interrupted. Sometimes it can interfere with the workflow of it all. I don't tend to take any of the creative and artsy classes myself because the aspects of my job that I do are quite time consuming. Bead weaving is time consuming. I mean, dyeing yarn, yeah, it's time consuming, but you know, and knitting, and also I want to get back into crochet a bit more. Maybe I'll look up some crochet classes for this next week. The class that I've been taking is hosted by Natter, and it's Reach Your Goals, 7 personal development exercises to build a life you love. And she's a therapist and author, and she takes you through how to set goals, achieve goals, and also how to build up your confidence, where things may have gone awry with your confidence. And it's just making you take a minute to stop and look at where you are in life, where you want to be in life, and how to get from A to B. I haven't had life goals for the past 2 years, and it has made me feel like I'm just kind of existing. I thought that this class would be a really good way to take a step back and have a look and reassess, and so far so good. The other great thing about Skillshare classes is that there are projects and workbooks you can download. Like the class I've just said, there's a workbook you can download and fill in as well, so you're not just working off nothing. You can submit assignments and projects and get feedback on them, and you can also chat with your fellow classmates. There are also reviews underneath the classes, so you can assess whether it's something that you think you might like, whether it's something that suits your learning style, and then either choose to learn something different with someone else or take the class. There are always new workshops and classes available, cropping up all the time, so you're never going to run out of content to learn. Skillshare have been so generous to offer the first 1,000 of my subscribers a 1-month free trial to their premium membership. You can get so much learning done. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, please feel free to click the link in the description box below or in the top pinned comment. Thank you so much once again to Skillshare for sponsoring this podcast, and let's get back to knitting, shall we? I thought it fitting to use my mushroom mug for my tea today. One, I love it. I always use a Silver Spot ceramic mug. I have 2 of them, but I've got one that's got pink on the top and one with red on the top, and I thought with a red lipstick, one with red on the top makes the most sense, because then I won't see when I get lipstick all over my mug. The tea that I am drinking today is Bird & Blend strawberry Nutella pancakes, and it's so tasty. And I had to drink this tea because it's pancake day today. If it's still available, I'll pop a link in the description box below. I know that this flavour of tea is a limited run. I've posted it in my Instagram stories a few times. I might have to snag myself a bag. But it's delicious. It's so good. Oh, it's such a good drinking temperature as well. But there is a link in the description box if you want to snag some tea or just some Bird & Blend in general. But how have I been? I have been well. It's the Bub's birthday. It's Mario's birthday on Friday, which is today, the day that you're watching this. I've done some refresher driving lessons because I passed in December 2019, and then I forgot how to drive, so I took some refresher lessons and they've been going really well. I have my last one on Thursday and I've asked to do some motorway driving, so that makes me very nervous. I have also released the Resistances collection, and that has all been shipped out now, all bar one, which is very exciting, and people are starting to receive them, and I'm really glad that you like them. And prep is underway for East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is at the end of March, the 26th and 27th of March. I don't keep a whole lot of yarn in stock, because when I put stuff online it tends to sell, so thank you so much, or I do pre-orders. So I don't have a ton of yarn in stock, so I need to get dyeing. I also need to get back to bead weaving again. I did some yesterday. I was very focused. It was very good. It was good. A good bead weaving session yesterday. But shall we chat finisher objects? I have a very almost finished object. By very almost, I mean the ends are all woven in and it's off the needles, but I haven't had a chance to block it yet because I finished this yesterday, and I didn't want to block it yesterday because then it wouldn't be dry for today. This is what I have been religiously working on since I last spoke to you. In fact, I've only been working on 2 projects and this is one of them. This is my slice of light shawl that needs blocking because it's been crumpled in a project bag to stop the cats attacking all the loose bits of yarn hanging off it. Because I weave my ends in, then block it, then trim the ends. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I don't know if there is a right way to do it. Oh, I've got hair in my nose. So this is a slice of light shawl. It's a pattern by Susanna Sommer and I have made it out of chromatic yarns. The pink colour is charm resistance, and that is in both my merino sock and fluffy lace base. Merino sock being 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, very soft. And also in the merino sock base I have poison resistance, which is the darker contrast colour. Right, I'll hold it up so you can have a good old look at it and judge any of mistakes I may have made. Almost dropped it in my tea. Like I say, it really needs blocking because it's all crumpled, and this is going to be a show sample, so I'd like it to look nice. The I-cord cast off took me longer than I'd like to admit. Also, when I got to the end, the very end, it said when you reach a corner do this, and I didn't do that, but I'm hoping the magic of blocking will make it all right. It's a really fun pattern. I actually feel like I knit this quite quickly. I'm not the fastest of knitters. I get very distracted scrolling on my phone. I'm sure many of you can relate. But I love my earrings. I love a triangular shawl because I find them very easy to wear. It keeps your chest warm, which is nice. Then your coat goes here, and I like a triangular shawl. So you start off by knitting this triangle sort of across with doing increases, and then you've slipped a stitch all up one edge, so then you pick that up and then you start working in the triangle, which is fun. So you do the 1 colour brioche and then you move into the 2 colour brioche. The 2 colour brioche is 1 strand of the mohair and then 1 strand of your contrast, and it feels a bit weird doing mohair with something, doing brioche with something as thin as mohair, but I love the effect, so it's really good. It's used up most of the yarn, so it took a ball of each in the sock and then 1 ball in the mohair. This is all that's left of charm resistance. I feel like it's important to share this, I don't know why, but you know, in case you got some, so you need a full ball. This is what's left of poison resistance. There's not much there, enough for a blanket. And then there's a bit more left of the mohair. Might do all right for a little hat or something, if I hold it with something. I haven't weighed them. I could weigh them. I will weigh them. I have scales up here, 1 sec. So I've got 1 gram left of this. It's good for nothing really. I've got 11 grams left of this and 10 grams left of this. So, you know, good for a heel. And then that's actually quite a lot of yarn right there. So it's 420 meters in 50 grams, and I've used 40, I can't do that maths. So in 100 grams, there's 800. So 840, so there's about 84 meters there. Maths. Took me a while to get there, but I got there. That's the important thing. So yeah, that's not bad at all. Just over 84 meters. So yeah, could make a little hat or something with it for a baby. I don't know if babies would want to wear mohair. But yeah, I really enjoyed the knit. It was different. I like that there's a contrast at the top. So at the top I-cord edge, you've got the poison resistance, and then the bottom edge, you've got the charm resistance. I like that. I think it's fun. And yeah, it's a good size shawl. It's not too small. I'm quite a big person. I mean, I'm 5'7", so I'm not massive, but I'm quite, you know, got a big head, quite broad, not particularly petite. And so, yeah, I don't like tiny shawls because they look ridiculous on me. So this is quite a good size shawl. It was mindless enough to do while watching the telly. It was, nothing was too involved, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So this is the Slice of Light shawl by Susanna Sommer, Sosu Knits, and yeah, highly recommend. I just need to block it out now. Now I've shown you, I can. So I've only really been knitting on, well, not really, full stop. I've only knit on one other thing. This is what I did. This is what I have done in the month since I last spoke to you. February's a short month as well. But that is all I've done. I feel like that isn't very good. But last time I spoke to you, I think that I had just started the brioche and I had some issues with it. I had to keep ripping out. After I spoke to you, I realised that I'd made another mistake, so dropped down the stitches and tried to pick them up. I didn't pick them up right, but you know what? You can't tell from the right side, so I don't particularly care, in the nicest possible way. So yeah, it's caused me a bit of jip, but that's okay. But it's really nice. And I really like how this is knit up. I feel like this would be a very nice jumper. Maybe not with the red lipstick, but you know, that's by the by. So we've had 2 Dungeons and Dragons sessions since I last spoke to you. One of our sessions had to get postponed because Mario had COVID. He is better now. And I didn't catch it because the vaccine works, or I have a superhuman immune system, or both. But I managed to not catch it. Also, on one of those D&D sessions, I completely forgot to come and get my D&D knit. So I have now, so this is basically 2 sessions worth of knitting, and I need to trim this end off. Oh goodness, I'm so disorganised. this is the sock that I'm knitting only during D&D, so there won't be much progress from podcast to podcast. It will be a long-lasting whip because I want it to be. So this yarn is Hey J yarn, and it's on her 4-ply sock yarn, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters per 100 grams. And this is in her unicorn bath colorway. I did clarify with Hannah about that because there are a lot of great people called Hannah in the knitting world. Hey J yarn's been one of them. Is it yarns or yarn? Yarns. So this just says Hey J hand-dyed yarns, and then here it says Hey J yarn. So I don't know. We can pluralize or we can singularize. Anyway, I'm knitting these on 2.5mm needles, and I'm doing 60 stitches. I did some ribbing. I'm guessing 15 rows. That's usually my go-to. And then just knitting round and round and round. My tension is a little bit off every now and then. Obviously, this is when we were fighting. And I am doing the New Depths Heel, which is a pattern by my BFF and love of my life, Becky Sorensen. I have increased by 6 stitches in total, as works well for my heel. And it's a fun short row heel that I very much enjoy, and it's good for people that have high arches, such as myself. I have very high arches. My arches don't touch the ground when I'm stood up. It's odd. I mean, I didn't know it was odd. And then, you know, through the years, people have seen my feet and be like, oh, that's odd. So apparently it's very good for when I did ballet in my very young youth. But yes. So yes. I'm using a contrast that I believe is from Georgie of the Fibre Fox that she sent to me. It was meant to go in my granny square blanket, but I will probably have some left. But I thought I'd just either do a contrast heel or heel and toe, because it's a really fun colour. Let me get this in focus. Focus, please. But it's a really fun colour, and I love this yarn. It's so pretty. It does crock on the skin. Is that what it's called? I don't know if that's what it's called. Now I've said it. I said it with such confidence, and now I don't know if that's what it's called. You know, when you knit with something and all the blue comes off on your hands, it does that. I get blue hands when I knit with this. I don't think it's got anything. I fully trust that Hannah knows what she's doing when she's dyeing yarn, and it's set. But it's got something to do with the oils in your hands and how it affects the blue dye or something. So sometimes when you knit with something, the dye comes off in your hands. It's not because the dye hasn't been set properly. It's because it's reacting to the oils in your hands. But yes. It's a really fun colour. I very much enjoy it, and it's called Unicorn Bath. So that is living in my Busy Bees GB Dungeons and Dragons bag. Thought it only fitting for, I don't know, playing Dungeons and Dragons while knitting. Oh, it rhymed. So next on the agenda to knit, I've got a few new colourways dyed up. I'm going to dye up a few more. I really want to knit myself a Magpie Tendencies. Because I have one that I've worn quite a lot, but that I've worn to shows quite a lot, but I don't have that colour anymore. But it's quite a good one skein shebang. I also want to finish my Advent shawl, which has been cramped in here for the past month. Because have I knit it? No, I have not. But it's in here. So I need to break that free and get on with that again. I also need to finish this baby jumper, because this baby is not a baby anymore, he's basically a toddler, now has a new sibling that came early. Did I have anything prepared for the new sibling? No, I did not. What kind of a knitter am I? So I'm going to have a dig around in my yarn stash, and I'm thinking like a newborn vertebrae or something. I've seen a lot of people knit them for babies. I don't have children myself yet, so I don't know what is good and useful. And this couple aren't knitters, so I obviously will either use superwash or raid my acrylic stash, because I don't want to make life more difficult for them. But I don't know what knitwear is useful, and I don't want to give them like a newborn vertebrae and then be like, well, there's nothing covering the front because it's just the back. I don't know. I don't have children of my own. I've got cats and they won't wear cardigans. I don't think either of them could hack it, in all fairness. But yes, that is the current dilemma. I have some yarn in stash that I think would be good for a baby knit, and I have yarn in D-stash that would be good for a baby knit. I'm going to dig it out and show you. So I've got this, which is Rainbow Heirloom. I bought 3 different colours that were going to be a 3-colour shawl, and I didn't knit with them, and so this I think would be quite good for a little thing. This is technically a worsted weight, I believe, or DK. Be quite a good little cardigan or something. It's cute, it's a nice colour, it's superwash and it's soft. It's 100% superwash merino. I have this colourway as well, which is by Dusty Dimples. It's her old branding, and this is Angel Wings. This was a charity yarn with proceeds going to people who have suffered child loss, which I felt the need, or really wanted to support, but didn't know what this would become. But now I think that would be a really cute baby jumper. Because what I've knit babies before is usually I knit a flax light, but then recently, not that recently, I've thought maybe it's not that useful having a pull over the head jumper. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm not going through my D-stash bag now, but maybe I'll knit something out of this. I think maybe I'll leave this out because it's in 4-ply, so I think that'll be quite a good little thing to knit. But I have a bag of D-stash yarn that I really need to D-stash. So, or I guess some of it is old club yarn that I've dyed extras of and didn't know what to do with it. So this is Nightmare and Ivory. And now that year is over, help, it's again. I can sell it. That's more Nightmare and Ivory on a different base. So maybe I need to just put it in the shop and just sell it. What's this one? Pumat Swole. Got an extra one of Pumat Swole. And this one, another Pumat Swole. You know, I just get this, yeah, I just get extras and I don't think to put them in the shop, but I need to start putting them in the shop. Anyway, so yes, I need to finish this baby jumper. I need to finish this shawl. I need to decide what I'm doing with this because I've just left it up here because I'm grumpy with it. And I just need to sort my life out, really, truth be told. Basically, that's all. That's it. But shop news. I'm not having a shop update for a little bit because, like I said at the beginning, I am preparing for East Anglia Yarn Festival and it is taking over my life a tiny bit, but like in the best possible way. I'm a little bit stressed because I have a 3 metre by 3 metre booth and I'm worried that I'm not going to have anything to fill it with. So, exciting times. But you know, it's just one of those things. But if you, I'm also going to be vending at the Wool Monty, and that is in June in Sheffield. So if you want to come along, please feel free. It would be lovely to see you, chat to you, and yeah, put a face to an Instagram username. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to tell you, or anything at all to tell you. Any life stuff that happened I shared in the beginning. I've still been posting studio vlogs and Patreon vlogs and the like. Thank you all so much to those of you who wanted to join the Biscuit Brew crew. It truly means a lot to me, and it's had far better reception than I could have imagined, so thank you so much. But yeah, I'm probably going to round off. I can't think anymore. The podcast there because I have nothing else to say and I'm just going to be speaking for speaking's sake. And while I'm quite good at doing that, it's not necessarily the most interesting thing for any of you to listen to. So I will save you that heartache and save you that bother. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. I post one podcast a month, and I also do studio vlogs in the meantime, and if you join my Patreon and the Biscuit Brew crew, you get 1 extra video a week on a Monday, so you get 2 videos a week instead of just on YouTube where you just get 1 video a week. You get to see a bit more behind the scenes, I can chat a bit more freely with you and the like. So if you'd like to, link is in the description box below, along with podcast notes. For more information about any of the things that I've spoken about, podcast notes will exist, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been up to. What are you knitting? What are you drinking? Tea? Are you a tea person? Are you a coffee person? Weigh in, let me know. Did you have pancakes on Tuesday? Is that a tradition that is celebrated where you are? I know the world is super heavy right now, and I know it feels very strange to be going about my normal day-to-day life when there's so much going on in other places, but I just wanted to provide a bit of light-hearted respite to all of you while we're all going through this, because there's only so much our brains can take before it can't take it anymore. So I hope that you're all keeping well. I'm sending you lots of love, and thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. And thank you to all of you for watching this video. Stay safe, folks, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!